Hello dear students and third prep science for the last review in this term for science second term and general review. As we can call us and we can call this program at call phone number as 25756187. Again our phone number is 25756187. So we have some types of questions at this episode to how can we answer different types of questions according to the each type of question. As we have number one as give reason for, and we can see number one as learn to walk in children is not considered a genetic trait. You can see this question as give reason for. So here we have this question, learn to walk in children is not considered as genetic trait. So we have two types of traits, نوعين من الصفات زي ما احنا عارفين. Number one genetic traits, number two acquired traits. So here learn to walk in children is not considered a genetic traits, which means acquired traits. So we can answer by this way. So we can say because it doesn't transfer from one generation to another. So this trait as walking, reading, as writing doesn't transfer from one generation to another as acquired traits. Next question said that red precipitate is formed on adding of magnesium to copper sulfate solution. Red precipitate is formed on adding of magnesium to copper sulfate solution. As we can answer in this question by using the chemical equation, as we see magnesium plus what? Copper what? Sulfate. And we know magnesium is more active than copper, so magnesium can replace copper in its compound, forming what? Forming, as we see, copper oxide. sorry نكتب كده magnesium sulfate plus copper. Here we have, as we see, copper is separated from its compound and forming what? Copper here as red precipitate. Precipitate, red precipitate, as we see in this question زي ما احنا شايفين في السؤال اللي قدامنا اهو. We ask about what? Red precipitate. So we answer according to its request, as red precipitate here is copper, as is formed as red precipitation from magnesium with copper sulfate, forming magnesium sulfate and copper as red precipitate. Next question is, by increasing the temperature, the speed of chemical reaction increase. By increasing temperature, the speed of chemical reaction will increase. Here we talk about the temperature as a factor from the factors affecting the speed of chemical reaction, as we see. How can we deal with this question? As we see here, dear students, temperature speed up the chemical reaction. هقول له in the answer because the number of collisions between molecules will increase. So by increasing the number of collisions between molecules, the speed of the chemical reaction will increase. Also, by increasing temperature or by increasing the concentration of the reactants. As we have number 4, this question, alternating current is preferred than direct current. Here we have to compare by 3 points between alternating and direct current. As we see, dear students, here, how can we differentiate between them according to the advantages? Here we use alternating current than direct current. يبقى in the answer we should answer by or because alternating current, AC. What? Number 1, can be changed into direct current. Number 1. Number 2, can or has variable intensity and direction. And number 3, what can be transferred for a long distance. Here we can compare, but in give reason, in form of give reason between alternating current and direct current, or AC and DC. Next question is, magnesium can replace copper in its salt solution, while the opposite is impossible. Here we answer according to the previous equation أخدناها من شوية. Magnesium can replace what? Can replace copper. Why magnesium can replace copper? We can answer by because magnesium is more active than copper in chemical activity series. And we know the arranging of the elements in descending order according to their activities in chemical activity series, as we studied before. So here we know magnesium more active than copper, but in what? In the chemical activity series. Next question, talking about the stopping of body growth. So the person becomes dwarf. Here we talk about the dwarfism أو قزم, يعني بمعنى أصح stopping of the body growth. Here we have only one answer by one way, or due to the decreasing of growth hormone from the pituitary glands. And we know pituitary gland exists below or under the brain. So dear students, as we see here in these previous questions, we can answer the types of these questions according to, as we see, we have key of the answer inside every question from these previous questions. زي ما احنا شايفين كل question من اللي فاتوا دول, we have each one of them has what? Has key of the answer inside the question. زي ما احنا شايفين قدامنا كل question كان جواه مفتاح للإجابة. كلمة واحدة we can remove the cover and answer the question very easily. Okay. نيجي للquestions اللي بعد كده ونشوف. بيقول لي number 7 calcium oxide or calcium hydroxide. We sometimes we say calcium oxide or other times we say calcium hydroxide, is used in civil works. Is used in civil works. Why? أقول له because calcium oxide or calcium hydroxide is used in cement اللي هو الأسمنت cement mixture and in what? Calcium oxide or calcium hydroxide has many uses, but we have used in cement mixture and as anti-acidity of soil. Anti-acidity of soil. But if we talk about the civil works, we just can answer by using calcium oxide in the cement mixtures. Next question, dear students, as we see here, burning of steel source in a jar filled with oxygen is faster than burning in atmospheric air. Here we talk about faster or slower, so we talk about the speed of chemical reaction. As we see here, dear students, burning of steel source in jar filled with oxygen faster than burning in the atmospheric air. Both of them contains oxygen, but one of them contains oxygen only, as in this jar. So here we answer also because the concentration of oxygen in jar increase, so the speed of reaction will increase. Okay. Next one is the limbs of bones of some people grow continuously, so they become giants. How can we answer this question? We have the key here as giant, and we know giant, which means عملاق. So we have to answer by يبقى due to the increasing of growth hormone from the pituitary glands. Next question is, pituitary gland is called the master gland. How can we answer this question? We can answer according to master glands. We talk about what here? We talk about master glands. Pituitary gland is master gland. So the answer depends on the main function of the pituitary gland here, although because it secretes hormones to control the other endocrine glands. So pituitary gland is called the master gland here. It controls the other endocrine glands, as we see here from the key of the answer here, according to the master gland, and we talk about all activities of other endocrine glands. Okay, next question, as we see here, what happens when? what happens when? Number 1, heating of sodium nitrate. Heating of sodium nitrate. We can answer this question, dear students, by using what? By using the chemical equations here as heating of sodium nitrate, as we see here, by using chemical equation to say 2NaNO3 by heating, as we see here, by heating. We know sodium nitrate will decompose by heating to produce 2NaNO2 plus oxygen gas. How can we answer? That's enough? No, not enough here to answer only by the chemical equation, especially in what happens when or in give reason for. We should use the chemical equation. Besides it, we should write the names or the colors. So we will write here sodium nitrate plus what? Plus, or its color is what? White. يبقى كتبت لونه. Producing sodium nitrite. Sodium nitrite 2NaNO2. Sodium nitrate 2NaNO3. Sodium nitrite, its color is yellowish white, أبيض مصفر. Plus what? Plus oxygen gas. So we answer this question by using the equation, but beside the equation we will write the names and the color as possible as we can write the colors. Question number 2 we studied before in first prep, in second prep, and in third prep. خدناه قبل كده في اولى اعدادي وفي ثانيه اعدادي وفي ثالثه اعدادي. Sodium in water, and we try to use or to deal with this activity in the school or school's lab. Sodium in water, we know 2Na plus 2H2O producing what? 2NaOH, sodium hydroxide, نكتب تحتيها طبعا, plus hydrogen gas burning with pop sound. Burning with pop sound. Okay, we have a call. Okay, Ahmed from Cairo. Hi, Ahmed.
Hello.
ازيك يا أحمد؟
Hello.
Turn off the voice of your TV.
Hello.
صوت التلفزيون بس يا أحمد.
خلاص كده تمام؟
تمام يا أحمد، اتفضل.
لو سمحت كنت عايز اسال عن الالوان بتاعت مثلا الكيميكال اكشن لازم تتحفظ ولا عادي؟
We should remember the chemical compounds colors as mercury oxide or sodium nitrate or copper sulfate, like this. Why? Because maybe we have give reason for example, the blue copper sulfate will change into black by heating. How can we remember the equation? How can we remember the colors? طبعا هكتب الايكويشن. Beside the equation we will write the name and the colors. يعني copper sulfate, its color is what?
اللي هو كان وايت تقريبا؟
لا, blue. Change into copper oxide by heating. Copper oxide, its color is
ماشي
black.
ماشي.
Okay, you have another question, أحمد?
لا كنت عايز بس يعني لو في مثلا اللي هو الاوم والامبير والحاجات دي كلها ممكن يعني تعمل مقارنة مثلا ما بينهم؟
الأوم measuring unit of electric resistance. Ampere is the measuring unit of electric current intensity. Volt is the measuring unit of potential difference. يعني انت عايز تعرفهم as what؟
يعني مثلا عشان التعريفات وكده لما بيجي في الامتحان بتلخبط ما بينهم.
اوكي، انا هوريك طريقه دلوقتي ازاي to remember the definition from the magic triangle من ال mathematical rule دلوقتي يا احمد.
طيب خلاص تمام.
اوكي باي يا احمد باي. طبعا as Ahmed asked here about the how can we define each as ohm or ampere or volt. How can we define each one of them؟ ازاي اعرف كل واحد منهم؟ طيب لو نيجي نبص مع بعض على المونيتور هنا، نبص لو انا عملت الماجيك ترينجل كده مثلا، كده اهو مثلا بالشكل ده، عملت كده مثلا اهو، مثلا اهو، for example here we talk about what? We talk about the فولت مثلا، نتكلم على الفولت. يبقى انا عندي V مش معناها فولت، معناها potential difference equal W over Q. okay, and we talk about measuring unit here is what? Is volt, and the measuring unit here is work done, its measuring unit is joule, and quantity of charge, its measuring unit is coulomb. So how can we define؟ دلوقتي انا عايز تعمل definition لايه؟ انا how can we define volt؟ how can we define ايه؟ انا عايز اقول له what is meant by volt. ما حدش يجي يقول لي what is meant by volt it is the measuring unit of potential difference، هتتكتب غلط. We should define measuring units from what? From the magic triangle. ساعتها هقول له it is ايه؟ it is the volt معناها ايه بقى؟ it is a potential difference when work done equal 1 joule and quantity of charge equal 1 coulomb. تاني لما يقول لي what is meant by volt، اقول له الفولت it is the potential difference when work done equal 1 joule to transfer او and quantity of charge equal 1 coulomb. شفتوا عرفناها منين؟ من التراينجل. طيب ممكن نعمل تراينجل تاني؟ ممكن نعمل تراينجل تاني. like what here مثلا triangle of electric current intensity. electric current intensity as we see here, we know from the mathematical relation here as I equal Q over T, and we know the measuring unit ampere والquantity coulomb والtime second. طيب هنوقف شوية بس. معانا منى from Cairo. هاي منى.
هاي.
ازيك؟
تمام الحمد لله.
Your questions.
Write scientific term.
Write the scientific term. Yes.
The process of changing Fe positive 2 to Fe positive 3 according to the equation Fe positive 2 بعديها سهم كده Fe positive 3 plus electron.
طيب يبقى احنا لازم نكتبها مع بعض. ان هو عايز الساينتفك تيرم صح؟ طيب هتقولها لي تاني كده ستيب باي ستيب وانا هكتبها معاكي. يلا قولي تاني.
The process of changing of changing Fe positive 2
Fe positive 2
to Fe positive 3
Fe positive 3. حلو قوي.
according to the equation Fe positive 2 سهم Fe positive 3 plus electron.
حلو بلس الكترون اي نيجاتيف. هنا شايفاها على المونيتور قدامك صح؟ على التلفزيون.
لا مش شايفاها.
طيب المهم انا عايزك تبقي باصه في التلفزيون وانت ايه معايا دلوقتي كده. بصي معايا انا عندي اف اي بوزيتيف 2 بقت اف اي بوزيتيف 3 يعني لوزنج اور جيننج الكترونز.
لا جيننج.
لا احنا مش اتفقنا مع بعض الالكترون ده نيجاتيف ولا بوزيتيف؟
نيجاتيف.
حلو لما انا كنت بوزيتيف 2 بعدين بقت بوزيتيف 3 يبقى انا لوز ولا جين؟
يبقى هتبقى لوز الكترون.
يبقى حصل وات process here oxidation or reduction?
Reduction.
Losing of electron is what? Oxidation. Losing of electron is what? Oxidation. يبقى لما يقول لي scientific term when this process هقول له ايه؟ oxidation. اوكي؟
تمام.
طيب الايرون هنا is what agent؟
هيبقى reducing agent.
ايوه كده reducing ايه؟ agent. تمام. بس.
في سؤال تاني.
براحتك خالص.
Rewrite the following statements after correcting. The ratio of gametes T positive, T capital, R capital.
The ratio of gametes.
T capital و R capital.
C capital. R capital.
In P plant.
In P plant.
Whose genetic structure? T capital, T small, R capital, R small.
C capital, C small.
R capital, R small.
R capital, R small.
Is 75%.
75%. طيب هو طبعا بيقول لي correct صح؟ طيب correct which one؟
75%.
حلو قوي، اكيد طبعا لان هي عمرها ما تبقى 75%. طيب هنا انا عندي سي ار، اوكي؟ ريشيو اوف جاميتس، حلو قوي. الجاميتس سي ار هنا سي كابيتال ار كابيتال is how many from these genetic character or genetic structure. C capital و R capital. We have how many genes here? We have 4 صح؟ C capital, C small, R capital, R small. يبقى C capital, R capital how many?
النص.
النص، يبقى how many percent?
50%.
50% from the genetic structure. You have another question?
Choose.
Choose, اتفضلي.
The two factors of a hereditary trait are similar in the A individual.
ايوه in the A individual بيبقوا similar in two. على فكره الكويستشن ده A B و C يقول لك A and B صح؟ طيب تمام، انا عارف الكويستشن ده جالي كتير. طيب هو ال two individuals لو بيبقوا similar two genetic factors او two genes are similar in recessive and pure.
ليه بقى؟
ليه بقى؟ يعني لو انا قلت لك مثلا طول، لو انت باصه قدامي هنا اهوت عند طول ستيم. طول ايه؟ ستيم. طول ستيم ده مش ممكن يبقى تي كابيتال تي سمول؟ ده هايبريد صح؟ طيب مش الطول ستيم ممكن تبقى تي كابيتال تي كابيتال؟ يبقى الدوميننت تريت appears if the gene is pure or hybrid صح؟ طيب انما لو قلت شورت ستيم هكتب ايه؟
لازم تي سمول وتي سمول.
لازم، اديك قلتي لازم تي سمول تي سمول. فالبيور السيميلر genetic structure in recessive or in pure. In two cases, a recessive 100% to appear أو to يعني the appearance of the trait عشان الصفة تظهر لازم يبقى ايه؟ pure. And maybe in some cases of dominance. To be pure dominant. So we have two choices here, not only one choose.
طيب. شكرا.
عفوا. ان شاء الله ربنا معاكم بكره وتبقي زي الفل ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله. Okay. So dear students, here we have to complete the previous question here as we talk about what is meant by ampere. عايز اعرف يعني ايه ampere. ampere هقول له it is ايه؟ زي ما احنا شايفين كده قدامنا ampere it is the ايوه هقول له it is the electric current intensity when quantity of charge equal 1 coulomb time equal 1 second. اظن مش صعبه ان انا اقول الديفينيشن من الترينجل. what is meant by ampere اقول له it is the electric current intensity. امتى؟ when the quantity of charge equal 1 coulomb and time equal 1 second. Okay, so Ahmed, I think you can answer any question from the magic triangle. We can complete our questions, dear students, from these questions. بيقول لي what happens? Nurhan from Cairo. Okay, Nurhan from Cairo first.
Hello.
Hi Nurhan.
Hello. كنت عاوز اسال سؤال لو سمحت يا مستر.
اتفضلي يا نورهان.
عندي سيركت شبه السيركت بالظبط اللي هي موجوده في الاومز لو. فيها ريوستات وفيها كي وباتري وفيكسد ريزيستنس، وعلى الفيكسد ريزيستنس عليها فولتميتر.
تمام.
وفيها اميتر برضه.
تمام.
بيسالني لو انا زودت الريزيستنس بتاعت الريوستات ايه اللي هيحصل للريدنج بتاع الاميتر وبتاع الفولتميتر.
حلو قوي.
فهنا بس انا كنت عاوزه يعني هي مساله من كتاب خارجي، فهو مجاوب ان الاميتر هيقل والفولتميتر هيزيد.
تمام.
فهو الكلام منطقي. انا عارفه ان انا لو عملتها ماثيماتيكال ان هي في ايكوال اي ار، حضرتك كنت قلت ان احنا نجيب كل فاريبل على ناحيه عشان اعرف مين دايركتلي ومين انفرس.
اكسلنت.
بالظبط، دي انا فاهماها. بس الموضوع لو انا بصيت على اومز لو، انا لما كنت بغير الريزيستنس في في الفاريبل ريزيستنس لما كانت بتتغير كانوا الاثنين بيزيدوا، كان الاميتر بيزيد والفولتميتر بيزيد.
نو ازاي؟
موجوده عشان هي موجوده كده في شرحها.
لا بصي، if we want to make a comparison or to find a relation between any physical quantities we should pick up one of يعني the third one is pick A up. واحد فيهم يعني ما ينفعش اعمل يعني relation between three quantities، ما ينفعش. فلازم اعمل one by one. اوكي؟
اقارن ما بين اثنين والثالث
اثنين بس، ما ينفعش ثلاثه.
اصل هو في الشرح بتاع اومز لو نفسه كان كاتب ان انا بغير adjust the variable resistance اللي هو الريوستات till finding suitable reading of voltmeter واميتر، وبعمل ريبيتنج لسيفرال ستيب للستيب دي. فكان الاميتر بيزيد والفولتميتر بيزيد بحيث ان انا لما اقسمهم على بعض في الاخر يدوني كونستانت فاليو.
كونستانت ريشيو. ليه بقى كونستانت ريشيو؟ لان هو بيقول لي what is meant by resistance according to Ohm's law. it is ايه؟
اللي هي الالكتريك intensity passing through the conductor is directly proportional للبوتنشال difference.
يس. شفتي اديك قلت ايه؟ لما جيت اتكلم على الريزيستنس قمت قايل ايه؟ حاجتين تانيين خالص. ratio between electric current intensity and the potential difference. فنخلي بالك ان مش الشرح مش المقصود بيه ان هنا الالكتريك ريزيستنس increase potential difference increase and the electric current intensity increase. يعني impossible.
بس هو هنا في الحالتين انا زودت ريزيستنس في الفاريبل. في السؤال انا زودتها وفي التجربه انا زودتها. بس ازاي لما زودتها في التجربه ادتني في الاخر ريزيستنس ثابته؟
ما هو الريزيستنس ثابته از ريشيو. انت بتقولي كونستانت نمبر في اوفر اي تديني كونستانت ايه؟ نمبر. الكونستانت نمبر ده هو مين؟
الريشيو بتاعت الفي على الاي.
هو الريزيستنس نفسه. هو مين؟ الريزيستنس.
بس ده مش هيحصل في السؤال.
لا طبعا. لا. انت هتقولي لي ار انكريز يبقى البوتنشال ديفرنس انكريز اند الكتريك كارنت انتنسيتي ديكريز.
معلش، هو ايه الفرق تاني ما بين الاثنين بس؟ يعني ايه الفرق بين التو كيسز؟ يعني انا عاوز اعرف بس في الحالتين انا زودت ريزيستنس، فانا عاوز اعرف اشمعنى هنا عمل كده واشمعنى هنا انا عمل
كده. لان انت في نمبر 1 لما كنت بتتكلمي هو بيكلمك على ريدنج اوف، هو indirect question، سؤال غير مباشر. بمعنى اصح ان هو بيسالك على لما انا increase the resistance according to the reading of ammeter and voltmeter. صح ولا غلط؟ تمام. فانا هقول له reading of voltmeter ايه؟
على حسب
if the resistance increase the reading of ammeter voltmeter
الفولتميتر هيزيد
increase and the reading of ammeter
هيقل
decrease. اوكي بس.
انما في التجربه الاثنين هيزيدوا.
لا برضه مصممه. لا ما اقولوش اثنين هيزيدوا، الاثنين اوفر بعض يدوني كونستانت ريشيو اللي هي الالكتريك ريزيستنس. مفيش الاثنين هيزيدوا مع بعض ابدا.
كريشيو يعني.
كريشيو ريشيو تديني كونستانت نمبر.
هو يقصد الريشيو الفيكسد ريزيستنس فيها يعني؟
يس فيكسد ريزيست او فيكسد كونستانت نمبر by dividing V over I. بس كده.
تمام. اوكي.
You have another question؟
لا شكرا.
اوكي. بالتوفيق يا مان ان شاء الله. So as we see, dear students, we can find many types of questions from many books, but we depend on the pupil's book as the main source of our questions. لازم نعتمد في number 1 على كتاب الوزارة كسورس أو مصدر رئيسي للأسئلة بتاعتنا. وطبعا we wait for you for any questions on in this episode. اوكي نبتدي مع بعض نكمل. As we see here we have question as heating of red mercuric oxide and what happens when. We can answer this question by equation as 2HgO. طيب نشوف احمد الاول. احمد from Cairo.
السلام عليكم.
احمد. وعليكم السلام.
ازيك يا مستر؟
ازيك يا احمد عامل ايه؟
كان في سؤال عندي.
اتفضل يا احمد.
genetic traits
genetic traits, yes.
Traits are transferred from parents to offspring. مرة باي نقط ومرة تانية ثرو نقط.
يبقى باي
باي هقول باي جاميت.
باي جاميتس through what؟
ثرو اللي هي اسمها جينز.
through genes yes.
ماشي.
مين
طيب.
باي جاميتس اللي هي ميل جاميت اند فيميل جاميتس.
طيب ماشي. طيب جينز لو بدل جينيتك تريد جينز في الحالتين هتبقى جاميتس صح؟
genes transfer by what؟
يعني مثلا genes are transferred from parents to offspring
by gametes.
by gametes أو through gametes.
أو through gametes yes. إنما لو قال لي by as traits we talk about the inherited trait. Yes by gametes through the genes yes.
ماشي شكرا.
You have another question أحمد؟
لا شكرا.
Good luck إن شاء الله بكرة. طيب هنا زي ما احنا شايفين question اللي قدامنا بيقول لي heating of red mercury oxide by equation برضو producing here 2Hg plus O2 as we see here mercury or red mercuric oxide by heating will produce mercury and we know the color of mercury is silver color not silver element ما بقولش عليه فضة هو لونه فضي silver and oxygen gas. So we can answer this question by using the chemical equation also. Next question is said that the deficiency of growth hormone secretion as here what happens when deficiency of growth hormone as we see here dear students we man suffers from what? Dwarfism. From dwarfism. Why deficiency here which means what? Deficiency which means a decreasing of growth hormone. So we talk about dwarfism أو زي ما قلنا قبل كده القزامة. Next one, deficiency of thyroxine hormone secretion. We know thyroxine hormone helps to regulate the food assimilation or releasing of energy. So here, if we're deficiency of thyroxine hormone, يبقى هقول له man suffers from simple goiter, and we know two diseases here. If the thyroxine hormone increase in the blood, man suffers from exophthalmic goiter. But here we talk about what? We talk about the deficiency of thyroxine hormone. So we talk about simple goiter, and from the syndrome or symptoms of the simple goiter, enlargement of thyroid gland in the neck. We have another phone caller, Mariam from Cairo. Hi Mariam.
Hi Mr.
عاملة ايه؟
الحمد لله.
Your question.
مستر هو ممكن يجيب لي show by activity؟
طب اقري لي الكويستشن ممكن؟
يعني مثلا show by activity. ثانية بس. effect of temperature on the rate of chemical reaction.
أنا show by activity as activity direct question in your exam no, but maybe by using diagrams or figures. As we have here مثلا in this question using activity أقول له by increasing temperature the speed of chemical reaction increase. ممكن أقولها له مثلا in مثلا for example if we bring two cups of water, one of them contains hot water, one of them contains cold water, and we add
tablet of effervescence.
Yes, again مش سامعك.
ايوه effect of heat يعني
insolubility مثلا insolubility yes, the solution of sugar in hot water faster than in cold water, just like that يعني.
طيب with determination of the value of unknown resistance اللي هي Ohm's law, Ohm's circuit.
Yes, Ohm's circuit, and by changing the length of wire the resistance will change or increase or decrease, and also the potential difference and the electric current intensity will decrease or changing, يعني increase or decrease. زي ما احنا عارفين relation directly proportional between R and V and inversely proportional between R and I.
اوكي ممكن اسال؟
عايزه تسالي؟ طيب تاخد الكويستشن ده؟
ماشي.
اهو كويستشن قدامك هنا اهو. طلع لك كويستشن من قدامنا هنا. اهو اقري كده الكويستشن اللي هو قدامك هنا على المونيتور في التلفزيون قدامك، وهيظهر لك قدامك دلوقتي السؤال. يلا اقريه كده.
ماشي هو لسه ما طلعش.
لو سمحتوا بس نجيب المونيتور هنا. لو سمحتوا السؤال اللي على الشاشة بس يظهر على المونيتور. طب هقوله لك، شايفاه كده؟ تمام، اقري كده نمبر 3 ده.
exposing a man for large dosage of radiation for a short time. Damage of spleen, bone marrow, nervous system, digestive system.
يبقى damage. يبقى المفروض اقول له man suffers from what الاول؟ nausea,
diarrhea,
vertigo, yes, and diarrhea. اوكي due to بقى اللي انت قلتيه. due to excellent طبعا. due to damage
of spleen,
bone marrow زي ما انت قلتي bone marrow. ايه تاني بقى؟
spleen,
again spleen اللي هو الطحال. digestive system
و nervous system.
yes digestive system and nervous system. Excellent. And tomorrow I hope for all students good luck tomorrow inshallah. Okay, you have another question?
No, thank
okay.
you.
Thank you. You are welcome. Okay. So dear students, as we see in these types of questions, we can يعني expect many points in any question. As we have as we see, we have to compare between different types of exposing men for large dosage of radiation for a short time. And we have the opposite case here. In the opposite case, we have here exposing a man for small dosage but for long time. خلي بالنا. Maybe we have opposite question here. To write here large خليها ايه small, but short time خليها ايه long time. طبعا if we have small doses جرعات صغيرة but long period of time, in this case we have what? We have genetic change, we have physical change, we have what change? We have طبعا زي ما احنا عارفين cellular change. We have 3 types of change if man exposed for small doses. أنا بكررها تاني, but for a long period of time. In this case we have another answer as in question, or instead of this answer of question number 3. Number 4, as we see here dear students. أحمد. طب أحمد الأول from قنا. ازيك يا أحمد؟
الو السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
ازي حضرتك يا مستر؟ الأخبار؟
الحمد لله. أنت prepared yourself very good for tomorrow؟
الحمد لله.
إن شاء الله دايما يا رب. اتفضل يا أحمد.
الحمد لله. I want to be asked.
اتفضل. أنت to be asked؟
to be asked.
You have no problem, any problem you need to review anything in your curriculum. محتاج مراجعة أي جزء؟
Everything is alright.
يا رب دايما ان شاء الله. طيب في كويستشن هوريه لك دلوقتي على السكرين قدامك وتقراه، ويلا نمبر 4 ده كده اقراه كده وقول لي ايه الانسر بتاعته. What happens when
chemical change of gene occurrence of genetic mutation.
Excellent. يبقى chemical change of gene as a scientific term يبقى هنا occurrence
of genetic mutation.
yes occurrence
Of genetic mutation.
of genetic
Mutation.
mutation. In قنا like Cairo tomorrow you have your exam tomorrow صح؟
صح.
إن شاء الله. طيب we have another question. What is meant by or how can we differentiate between spontaneous mutation and induced mutation?
Spontaneous mutation and induced mutation.
Mutation, yes.
Are two types of mutation according to the origin. Spontaneous mutation
Yes.
Occurs due to the influence of environmental factors as exposure to radioactive elements, radiation, X-rays.
Yes.
While induced mutation caused by human interference to cause desirable traits like better in taste, bigger in size, free in seeds.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent يا أحمد. طبعا tomorrow I hope for all my children or my students have good luck tomorrow inshallah. Bye. As we see here, dear students, we have different types of questions, but don't forget to deal with problems. We have two types of problems. We have genetic problems. We have زي ما احنا شايفين physical problems about electric current intensity, potential difference and so on. طيب لو جينا رجعنا مع بعض هنا في in this question بيقول لي question هنا زي ما احنا شايفين what happens when heating of blue copper hydroxide. Heating of blue copper hydroxide. As we see, we write blue copper hydroxide CuOH by 2, and here we have heating. Don't forget to write the triangle. Will produce copper. Will take only one oxygen here. We have here copper oxide, and we know the color of copper oxide is what is black, and we have here H2O as water vapor. طيب, that's enough? No, we should write copper hydroxide blue, and here we write copper oxide black and oxygen water vapor, because we have H2O as water vapor here, or water, يعني both of them is right. So we answer here by using the chemical equation, as you see, like that, but chemical equation with names and colors as possible as we can write them. Next question, question number 9, pollination of pea flowers. What happens of hybrid yellow seeds with each other? This question is what happens, and this question we can answer only by using the genetic problems. Using genetic problems. هو قال لي ايه؟ قال لي pea flowers hybrid yellow. Okay. With each other. So we have parents, as we see, Y capital, Y small. Why? Because we know yellow is dominant trait, and dominant trait in this case is hybrid. So we have Y capital, Y small with Y capital, Y small. And next point here, or next step, is gametes, and we know gametes have the half number of chromosomes. So we have Y capital in circle, Y small, and Y capital in circle, Y small, like that. And we can write them as we see, and we know in circle like that. So we have what here? We have F1, as we know, F1 here as the F1 as the first generation. By cross or by distribution like mathematics, like that, Y with Y here, and then Y with Y here. So we have Y capital, Y capital. and y capital, y small. Then we put y here with y here and y here with y here. So we have another y capital, y small, then we have what? Y small, y small. So we have ratio here, as we see, dear students. How many? We see here by using the rules: yellow seed, yellow seed, yellow seed, and we have last one here is green seed. So we have ratio, as we see, 3 to 1, 3 yellow seeds and 1 green seed. So by using the problem as we see here. Okay, we have problem here but physical problem. بيقول لي calculate the quantity. يبقى need to know the quantity of electric charge of electricity passing in a conductor resistance 1000 ohms for 30 minutes if the potential difference between ends is 220 volts here. How can we deal with this problem? Firstly, we should write the given and we write the request. We write here Q is unknown. Number 1, R is 1000 ohm. Time equal 30 times 60. Why? Because time in second. We have 1800 seconds. And we have V as potential difference is 220 volts. We have to write what Q. So here we should find what? Firstly, by using the mathematical rule, we have to find the what? Yes, dear students, I. So I equal what? Equal V over R. صح؟ أقول له yes. يبقى V 220 over 1000. By using calculator here أهو نكتب كده يبقى 220 divide 1000 equal how many? Equal 0.22. يبقى 0.22 ampere. Ampere. Then we have what? To write quantity, and we know from the magic triangle Q equal what? Equal I times times T. Okay, so we have I equal how many? 0.22 times what? Times 1800 equal how many? يبقى by calculator برضو ممكن يبقى 1800 times 0.22 equal how many? 396 يبقى 396 واكتب جنبيها ايه؟ column. So here in this problem we use what? We use two triangles. Number one, this triangle as we see here, and number two, this triangle to answer this question. Okay. As we see, dear students, in these equations or in these problems, we should write the زي ما احنا شايفين, we should write the numbers, we should write the given, the request in this problem, and then answer the questions. طبعا as we see, we should write any question in the exam, scientific term, give reason, complete, right or wrong, what happens, any question. Read it more than one time. You have enough time to answer these equations or answer these questions or answer the whole exam, and have more than enough time to review after you can answer these questions. So dear students, we have to read the questions very good, revise more than one time, and I hope you have a good exam tomorrow. For all my students, all my best wishes for you, and thank you for joining us, and I see you next year in first secondary بأمر الله سبحانه وتعالى. Thank you, see you, and goodbye.